Alright everybody, you already know what time it is. Alex Lovehall, the fighting gamer, and we're back with episode 2 of my Jin Lifeline, Jin Legacy, Jin Timeline, whatever I'm going to call it. This is the second episode, and today we're with Tekken Tag Tournament 1. If I played a little bit of Tekken 3 in the last video, I barely played Tekken Tag 1 at all. Maybe played it once or twice when it was at my local arcade or over a friend's house when they had it, but I don't have that much experience with this game at all. And there's a reason for that. The first thing I'm going to say about this game, I like the tag mechanic. I wish Tekken Tag, I wish there was either A, Tekken Tag 3, or B, Tekken 8 would have a tag mode in it. Tag mode is a fun time until you have to play it. Let me tell you, if you don't know how to play and don't know how to use a tag mechanic and know what moves work into tag, what come out of tag, what's the best teams, if you don't know any of that, tag sucks, okay? Because the damage, fun fact, is even higher than it was in Tekken 3 to make up for the fact that you have tag. And trust me, if you're like me during my playthrough when you only know barely one character, because again, these are older versions of the characters, not all the moves work the same, not all the properties work the same. It's just an older game. If you don't know how to play, oh god, that shit was the worst. The worst. I just roll the footage. Roll the footage. Why do you have the move that can fight everything? I do. And I have the best character in the game, damn me. I know that. So it doesn't make this feel any better for me to know I'm just losing because I suck, not because the character's bad. Okay, I pressed the bad button. I can't be mad at that one. What the world? Stop pressing. Oh my god. It's like I want to say you stop pressing buttons, but I don't even know what buttons you're pressing. You're just doing shit at this point, basically. Yeah, like I said, I did not have a good time. From my perspective, though, you have to know how to play both characters, because if you just, like I said, if you're only just one, like me or me, you're trying to play just Jin, you're not gonna have a good time, especially if you don't know what you're doing, because you're not gonna know how to punish, you're not gonna know what your best damage is, you're not gonna know how to move, you're not gonna know what moves are supposed to be used, you don't know what your strategy is. It's just gonna be you pressing buttons against people who can do, like, excuse me one more time, doing like literally 40% damage, maybe 50% damage off of like one touch. Paul's Death Fist? Fuck, no thank you. King's Grabs? Not even. Don't even worry about that. You're not gonna get the chance to fight them that long. But
good morning.
Unknown cheats. I'm gonna say it right now, unknown cheats. I have a little meter. I do this show called Trophy Room, which is where I pretty much play hard games on hard difficulties to get some cool trophies at the end. This is semi part of that series, but something completely different. Listen, if you ever played an AI where they know everything you're gonna do and they know how to press every button, they know how to counter everything you're gonna do, and they just can do things that you can't do, like switch their moveset around, have frames that you can't punish, have literal frame 1 reactions on your frame 0 inputs, yeah, that's unknown, and it sucks, especially if you're playing a game that you don't know. So you're already using limited tools already, and the computer knows what to do against it. So now you're literally taking a test in a language you've never even looked at, and you gotta literally spend $100,000 if you fail the test. That shit is the worst. I'd never want to play Tekken Tag after that. Never. I'm good never playing it again unless I know what I'm doing. That's okay. I was furious playing this mode. I didn't even press a button that time. I really just wanted to wait what you were going to do. Okay. Because if I block, I'm too far away. And if I don't block, I get thrown. And if I try to press a button, I get interrupted. And then if I try to whiff punish you, I mistime it and I get hit. So at this point, like every option I try to do, you just have a counter for it. And it's like, what am I doing? What are we doing? Wait, so your 10 hit is also off that string as well? This whole time I could have been blocking it. you could have been doing a completely different move afterwards anyway. Fuck this game. This game sucks. I never want to play this game again. Never want to play this game again. Never want to play this game. Ever. Ever. Ever want to play this game again. Okay, that was a bad button on my part. I can't do that. If what I said in the last video was any indication, old Tekken does not hold your hand, and this game dials that up. If the last game was at an 8, this one's at a 12, 13. I promise you, do not play this game. If you want to take it seriously, I need you to look at some wikis, I need you to look at some frame data, I need you to look at some guides, do something. Don't play this game if you don't know what you're doing. I promise you, it's gonna make you not want to play the game ever again. Movement, super key. Punishing, super key. You need those things in order to survive. If you don't have it, trust me, don't do it. The computer is not gonna hold your hand. If you don't have damage, oh, good luck literally hitting somebody with paper cuts and they're throwing nukes at you. And you're like, well, what am I supposed to do with that? Exactly, get a nuke. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, we're not playing Tekken Tag. I don't like I don't like Tekken Tag. I realize that now. I don't like this shit. It's not fun. I don't understand what I'm doing. I have to do all this double shit and all this whatever damage. I'm not a fan. Hope they bring tag move back in Tekken 8, but I don't like this. Like literally, you could just do every fucking thing in the world. I can't fight this. Go ahead, fuck it. I don't even care. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm like 5 seconds away from quitting this whole experience. Like I said in the last video, I don't like the models in this game. They don't look ugly. I used to think they look ugly. That's a little bit of a stretch. I just prefer the old school Tekken 3 models, which, fun fact, if you didn't know, in the arcade version of Tekken Tag 1, it's actually running on PlayStation 1 hardware, so it's like playing Tekken Tag 1 gameplay a little bit with the graphics of Tekken 3, which is perfect for me. I wish they would have like a mode where I could switch in between the two. However, I do know that most people are probably used to the PlayStation 2 graphics, which don't look bad, but for me personally, I just don't prefer it and they don't age as well for me as the Tekken 3 models. That's just my case, you know what I mean? You can say what you want, go in the comments, go ahead, type your paragraph. I'm sure I might type you a sentence back, I don't know. But if I had to think about a couple things that are outside the gameplay, one, this was a launch title for the PlayStation 2, which does kind of bump it up in terms of its significance, because out of all the content they have, out of the quality of the game, even for the things I don't like or don't understand, it's still miles better than a lot of its competition like Street Fighter EX3, which I played that a couple times over a friend's house. Nah, I'd rather play Tekken Tag over that. I take it back. But overall, the game is solid. They have, again, a lot of those choreographed moments, a lot of those N-boos I was just talking about. They still have those, which is a very big part of old school Namco fighting games. I wish they would bring that back. I really wish they would bring that back. Namco, if you're listening, please bring that back. The music, I'm gonna be honest, it's a little forgettable. Like, I don't recognize a lot of these tracks except for the intro song, which is a fire, top 10 best songs in Tekken's entire discography, honestly. Same with the outro. I think the outro is very underrated. I think that song is really good too, honestly. I actually might start using it for future videos. Nope, I lied. I don't actually remember a lot of themes. Some of the stages, they're in the same vein as Tekken Tag 1, or Tekken 3 rather. With a lot of infinite stages with different backgrounds, which, again, I don't hate it. They look really cool. Just in a whole game of them, you kind of just like, okay, I'm just looking at different backgrounds on a stage, which of course that's what it is, but if I'm just judging it off the stages alone, it's just one stage with different skins, which is fine, right? I will say the one thing that Tekken Tag actually helped me learn, let me make sure I got this right, let me look at my list. I had to learn how to use a move, or learn when to use a move, and how to not just press it to press it, but pressing it with intention, right? So if I'm using Jin's down forward run, for example, right? I'm not just pressing it because I know it's a good move, or people are telling me to use the down forward one. and I'm just gonna throw it out at range 5 or from full screen or whenever I get the chance. No, it's okay. This is a good move to control the pace of the match. Let me use this move when I'm in a certain range, and then let me try to control the pace and make sure they can't just do something for free. Or let me see what the opponent is doing and let me make sure I'm in the right space in order to utilize that down forward 1, and then understand what other moves I can use outside of those situations where I can kind of start building a strategy. This game, if Tekken 3 taught you what the fundamentals were, Tekken Tag 1 will teach you how to utilize those fundamentals in both offense and defensive situations. That way you can actually do something with it. So that's my experience with Tekken Tag Tournament 1. Overall, it's not my favorite game in the world, and this experience only made it go down for me. I can't say I'm going to go back to it anytime soon. However, I do have more of a respect for what it's done, and as I'm looking up more Tekken knowledge and information and tech, I just get to see more of the stuff that I didn't know, how much that actually would affect how I would play the game. So that's the one thing that this game has taught me, that learning actual knowledge and learning what old fighting game tech would be would severely help you learning how to play new fighting games. Even if it's not in the game, you can understand what the design philosophy is for going forward in fighting game design, so you can kind of go backwards to go forwards in a sense. However, the next video we're going to go to Tekken 4, which is which is my first Tekken game ever, and honestly a little underrated in some aspects, but we're going to cover that next episode. So this is Alex Lovehall again with the Tekken Legacy, or the Jin timeline, and I hope you guys can imagine your future. I'll catch you on the next video.